talking about drugs and sex and trans milk. So enjoy.
If we actually grappled with the fact that sex negativity is what causes this type of behavior, then we could create a world where in a idyllically sex-positive world, someone is able to pay conscious women to come and be drugged so that I can get my kink out, my fetish on having sex with unconscious people. There's a consensual way to do that.
Now, transgender woman's milk is just as good for babies as breast milk. That's according to a letter from the medical director at University Hospital Sussex NHS Foundation Trust. The claim was made as part of a response against campaign groups. The trust referred to studies and the World Health Organization guidance, including one case which found what it called no observable effects in babies fed by induced lactation.
You're using cinnamon in your flush. Let me explain. This isn't your typical herbal book. It's a manual. Digestion issues? Flip to the gut section. You'll find ginger plus peppermint.
Emily, I know I'm getting old. But those are two BBC clips. One of them, that was a sex therapist. That was the sex therapist trans? That's unclear, but obese for sure. Explaining that it should be okay to drug sex workers to get your kink off on your I want to have sex with unconscious people, very Bill Cosby-ish. And then the second thing was that the trans person's milk, which is a man's breast milk, help me. Maybe the coffee didn't kick in today. Can you help me?
I'm like, okay, so you're a sex therapist, which is crazy because by the looks of her, I wouldn't assume that would be a category that she's a specialist in. And so let me get this straight. As a woman, I'm being told now that it should be socially promoted and acceptable to allow men for us to drug ourselves so men can take out their kinks and fetishes on us instead of maybe saying those kinks and fetishes are actually not okay and don't really have a place in a productive society. And then the other one is like, first of all, it's funny because it's always so insulting to women, but you never hear women, except for women on the right, get upset about it. Of course, when a mother's breast milk is the only person who can have that breast milk. And it's funny, like, obviously, if you're a man producing it, which is not even a real thing, that's not going to be pumped with the most insane level of God knows what hormones, everything. It's not going to be natural. So to even compare it is so crazy. But then maybe this is why they should just shut down, because if this is the content you're putting out, which is blatantly false, because that's not even possible, then what are we doing here? What is this?
Link, allow me to quote Jack Burns from Meet the Parents circa year 2000. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
I could not agree with Emily more. Okay, these like feminists who are all about acceptance and stuff, they were the ones pushing the Me Too movement where guys would get canceled for like asking a girl out at the office. Now those same people want trans freaks in every locker room. They want them on women's sports teams, making women feel unsafe. And now they're telling women, you just need to accept it. Okay, you gotta accept the guys coming in, you gotta accept the trans coming in, people making you uncomfortable. We just saw this with Gold's Gym in California. It's like all of you liberal feminazis who are like pushing all this Me Too and protect women, y'all don't actually care about protecting women at all because you want men to come in and take over their spaces. And I also agree with Emily on the last point too. All these people who are like pro-choice and sex positive, they're always the most like Chewbacca looking people who probably aren't getting laid if you even come near them with a 10-foot.
Hey.
So they're always having the least amount of sex.
Listen, brother, this is your first time on the show. We don't make fun of Wookiees. That's one of the that's one of the basic Rubin Report rules. Well, you actually gave me a great segue here, because here is a woman with very fake eyelashes standing next to a tall dude in a dress making fun of actual women. Did I get that right? I think so.
Okay, a lot of the MAGA women receive gender-affirming care, such as lip fillers, breast augmentation, etc. Why do you think they are so against gender-affirming care for trans people?
You know you want to say it.
Okay, so I have this thing where, like, you know a MAGA woman when you see one.
1000%.
They all have a look, right? But they lips be up to, anyway, that's a whole other issue. But yeah, they don't even know, because when that was brought up on the House floor, because there was a discussion about this on the House floor, they were like, how dare you say we use, and it's like, no, that's exactly what y'all do. Y'all just didn't realize that that's what it is. But okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can make another Star Wars reference because her hair looks like Bib Fortuna, the guy that was the translator for Jabba the Hutt. We'll get an image of him in there. Link, help me with this. They're attacking regular women while you've got fake eyelash lady, Bib Fortuna hair, talking to a dude in a dress.
Okay, we've got a man in a dress with pink hair, and then you've got Jasmine Crack-a-Lacka Crockett standing there, and it looks like someone took a shit on her head. I'm sorry, it looks like someone took a dump on her head when you look at her hair. You know what? If she's going to talk about everyone else's looks, people are like, don't be petty, don't be shallow, don't talk about looks. All these liberal women do is attack conservatives for the way they look. It's always their go-to. We don't like your hair. We don't like your makeup. If I say anything negative about Jasmine Crockett, I'm racist because she's a black woman of color. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the hypocrisy and the double standard. So screw you, Jasmine Crockett. And I'm also from Dallas, Texas. Nobody respects you. You don't show up for your constituents, and you're a joke.
I should note that my reaction there wasn't to what you said. Connor put up quickly a picture of Bib Fortuna, and it freaked me out. I thought it was the BBC woman. Emily, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I am one of those women. I mean, if you go to any of my comment sections, like, it's never my politics that's getting attacked. It's constantly my looks, and it's always coming from liberal women. And it's so funny because it's like, I understand attacking my politics and my opinions. I actually can respect that. But it's so funny, they're like, they all have the same look about them. Well, at the end of the day, if you put every single woman on the left compared to women on the right, we are significantly more attractive. And yes, I understand. Maybe women get too much work done. That's okay. But I'm like, it's like very, very natural, and I still get attacked, and I'm told, oh, you have too much Botox. Oh, you have wrinkles. You don't have enough Botox. And it's like, okay, so my politics must be fantastic if all you have is my looks to it.
These boots are made from a single piece of premium American leather, tanned in Pennsylvania. They're built to last. The leather is pretty special. Small scratches basically heal themselves. And with a Gore-Tex waterproof lining, rain is no problem at all. They're super comfortable too, with built-in orthopedic support. Even after 12 hours on your feet, they still feel great. We've reinforced key areas, so even if you're a bigger guy, these boots hold up just fine. The rubber sole is flexible, grippy, and surprisingly lightweight. We've sold a lot of pairs, and honestly, we've had very few complaints about it.
I can make 3 Star Wars references here because if you guys have ever been to Mar-a-Lago, I mean, you walk in there and you see the work these women have done. It's like walking into the cantina on Tatooine. You're like, it's freaky. That's all I'm saying.
So I've never seen Star Wars, but I'm going to defend my Mar-a-Lago women. They are beautiful, conservative women. I absolutely love them. So shout out to you guys. But no, it is just this double standard where the left can attack women on the right for the way they look all the time. The biggest difference, I think, between women on the left and women on the right is that women on the right actually have vaginas. You know what I'm saying? And women on the left have dicks. So that is actually the biggest difference between them. And I think that's also tying into the whole Sydney Sweeney thing. Everyone's mad about Sydney Sweeney for that American Eagle ad, and she was pressured last week into apologizing. It's like, you're mad that, you know, we had Calvin Klein for years. They have these like non-binary obese people with like scars on their chest. Y'all are mad that now we just like have an actual woman. Like, Sydney Sweeney's not a supermodel by any means. Like, she's okay, she's fine. You go to any SEC school, there are like 1,000 Sydney Sweeneys. The girl's even more beautiful. But I think the left is just mad. It's like, oh, they put an actual woman in an ad now with the proper chromosomes? What are they doing?
Emily, you strike me as a breast guy, all right?
The last time I was near a breast was, I think, the first year of my life.
Here's a bit more about Jasmine Crockett.
The hog right now. And for a woman who is openly flirting with trying to run for Texas Senate seat against Senator either John Cornyn or whoever comes out of that primary, you are seeing a woman who's not spending an awful lot of time in Texas. That whole list of places she's been living high on the hog, I didn't see anything mentioning Dallas or Houston or Amarillo, right? She's all across the country making sure that she is getting taken care of, that her nails look fabulous, and that she is sounding off however she wants to.
For those of you listening on the audio podcast, what you were seeing on the side there was a list of where Jasmine has been spending her money, including over $4,000 at the Ritz-Carlton, $2,300 at the Luxury Collection, $5,300 at the West Hollywood edition, over $1,100 on the Times Square edition. These are hotels and, you know, fancy restaurants and all the rest of it. Aria Resort over $2,000 in Vegas, etc., etc. Again, it's like one of these, this doesn't surprise you questions, Emily, but this is just so consistent with all these people, right? It's socialism for you, but I'm going to call out when I go to Vegas.
Yeah, I say it every week on my show because I really like to give the names of people and what they're spending to really show these people, like, you should be so angry. You should be so angry, and you're not. My only regret in life is not being a Democrat, because when I see the spending, I mean, we have people in California, no one knows their name, no one knows their job position, and $60,000 on a rooftop in New York, first class flights around the world, safaris on our tax dollars that cost millions of dollars. And it's so funny, it's all the same people that promote, like, you shouldn't be a millionaire, but then they become millionaires, you shouldn't be a billionaire, and they live these lavish luxury lifestyles. And I'm like, that's not socialism. But I'm like, it's funny how much you guys hate on capitalism. You're the biggest capitalist I've ever seen. But yeah, my only regret's not being a crap Democrat.
Well, you are in a Democrat-run state, and there's a guy by the name of Gavin Newsom who's got a buddy in a little bit of hot water. This is just a gratuitous story for me because I despise that lizard person. This from the New York Post. California Governor Gavin Newsom's former chief of staff was arrested Wednesday and charged with plotting with accomplices to swipe $225,000 from an inactive political campaign and funnel it straight into a friend's pocket, federal prosecutors announced Wednesday. Dana Williamson, 53, is now facing a sweeping 23-count federal indictment charging her with conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud, defrauding the United States, obstructing justice, filing false tax returns, and lying to authorities. Link, I despise this guy, I really do. We played a clip of him from 15 years ago where he was apologizing for banging his best friend's wife. You know, he ran the state into the ground. This is just, you have 30 seconds to say horrible things about Gavin Newsom.
Okay, good. Start the clock. No, Gavin Newsom, yes, slept with his campaign manager's wife. I believe he also lied about going to rehab, let people believe he was really on this, virtuous path and had turned his life around. He won't even call his wife his wife. She's given him how many kids, and he's like, this is my first partner. This is the first spouse of California. I'm like, oh my God, woman, divorce this man. Get out of here. But no, I have zero respect for Gavin Newsom. I'm not shocked that people around him are committing crimes because you are the company you keep, and he's basically been committing crimes with, the California tax dollars for years, building bridges to nowhere. He's running a massive deficit. He shut down the state and then went out to French Laundry to have a Michelin star meal. So I'm not shocked at all, because if you surround yourself with crap, you're going to start to stink, and that's who his friends are.
Emily, I won't bludgeon you with having to comment on him since you have to live under his shadow. So instead, I will read this to you from Andy No, just about what happens when these ideas on the left are so ridiculous. It translates into violence. From my friend Andy No, a Muslim far-left extremist who severely beat a TPUSA attendee on the face after robbing him at UC Berkeley has been identified as Jihad Dehebkalaze. How did I do on that one? The 25-year-old listed the California Department of Public Health as his employer. Dehebkalaze is a rapper known as AR the Believer. He tried desperately to hide his face from the cameras after his disguise was pulled off. He came to the attack wearing gloves. Dehebkalaze attends the Lighthouse Mosque in Oakland, California. Emily, good luck with all of that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I feel like on my show now, I review 100 of these stories every day. The craziest part is when their names are literally jihad, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe they would do something wrong. It's such a, all-American name. I really would expect more. Yeah, I'm not shocked because, not only just the rampant violence and mental illness we have in this country, but we have people here and just a general rise in being very proud of Islam, even though the people here don't really practice Islam. But I do think they take the most negative parts from it and the most violent and extreme parts from it. And obviously Charlie Kirk was really outspoken about that. And I speak about it on my show 24/7 because I'm like, it just doesn't work in America. You can't assimilate here. It's a very violent religion. As a woman who wants to love and protect other women, it's nothing I can stand for. And when you see these stories come out, I've reviewed multiple of these stories, and it's literally like, oh, Jihad Al Jazeera committed a crime today, and I'm like, oh.
It's like Barack Hussein Obama. No, I'm kidding.
He might make a comeback on this show. Well, to your point. Oh, go ahead, Link.
No, I'm just going to say, Barack Hussein Obama, he terrorized the country for 8 years, and we're now being terrorized by his wife's press tour, where she complains about her hair and makeup every day. But no,
she's an oppressed black woman.
She's an oppressed. Okay, she had Michelle Obama, she had to sit in hair and makeup for 2 hours. She is oppressed working class Americans, the forgotten people of this country. But no, you're so right, Emily. It's like they can't assimilate here. And then like all these girls, right, in New York City, these like young girls, 18 to 29, who went and voted for Zohran Mamdani. It's like, enjoy when he declares Sharia law and y'all have to go to SoulCycle covered in sheets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy that. Enjoy when men don't respect you. And I'm sure there are probably some Muslim girls watching us on like on a hot spot right now. Shout out to you guys, you know, while your husbands are out. But I just don't think they're going to assimilate. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen here in the West.
Well, that broadly is the point. It kind of gets us to the next segment, because anyone that wants to assimilate into America, I have no problem with that, as long as you want to put some of the ancient stuff aside that is literally anti-American. However, we're seeing a different version of it, much of it coming out of Minneapolis, and this video from a Minneapolis public